Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great Most High, of whom I learned from, and shalom to the hopefully elect, the 144,000 chosen, taking its truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahushai. This is your brother Adah with some more, just more prophecy. It's repetitive, but this is good. I'm choosing this because of the way the gentleman looks. This could be an Israelite foreigner, but he appears to be, I don't know if he's Moabite or if he's Korean. And he may be, he looks like maybe his parents are two different nations. I'm just guessing. Either way, he seems to be very passionate about showing the wickedness of the so-called white man who is Esau. So check this out, man. This is a so-called black-looking, Latino-looking, Native American-looking gentleman. Again, when it comes to the speckled bird and that we were scattered, that doesn't matter. We have to discern the spirits. This could be an Israelite. He could be an Israelite foreigner. He could be a speckled bird, or he could be one of the nations that is also a fulfillment of prophecy. I'm gonna pull that precept. I will show the nations thy nakedness, and he's pointing it out, and he's just like saying, "Look, man, this is what you guys did, and here's a whole lot of evidence on what you guys did." So let me back to video.
Blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. World War I, white people. World War II, white people. The Vietnam War, white people. Slavery, white people. Systemic racism, white people. Racism in general, white people. Thousands of years of Asian history being wiped off this planet, white people. Africa decentralized for decades. South America decentralized for decades. The Middle East decentralized for decades. White people. Capitalism, white people. Fascism in America, white people. Oh, look at that, you're Christian. Bet. Christianity being used to justify slavery? White people. Christianity being used to justify massacring Native Americans? White people. There's a fake Christian that's sold.
Well, honestly, Renaissance Western Christianity is not the correct way. It's not the doctrine of the scriptures. It's the strong delusion. But captivity, slavery to another nation, is one of the 4 or 5 ways that Yahweh judges his covenant people, the Israelites, and then he will eventually also put those same judgments and curses on the wicked and the heathen nations. Remember, the human race is broken up into 3 classifications. The righteous being the 12 tribes of Israel, the wicked being the nation of Edom, and the other 16 nations being the heathens. Those are the 3 classifications in Scripture, and how the Most High judges. He judges by famine, he judges by the sword, he judges by pestilence, and he judges by captivity or slavery, and also teeth of wild beasts. 4 to 5 ways. Those are the ways that judgment, that a hellish condition. You got famine, you got what's the sword? Crime, war, somebody just killing your ass. Famine, that's you pine away. There's no food, there's no water. You gotta freaking eat it and measure. What's pestilence? Those are all your diseases. Okay, there goes your sicknesses. What's captivity? That's slavery to another race, right? And then teeth of wild beasts. Do you want to get eaten by a bear? Do you want to get eaten by a lion? Does somebody want to get bit by a fucking snake or bit by a spider and you slowly fucking die? Those are a jellyfish, a shark. Those are ways you can fucking die. And those are judgments. And that's called hell. You got, and there's 2 meanings to hell. It's either the grave when you die and get buried, or it's a horrible fucking condition on the earth. And the scriptures say wicked, evil men do not understand judgment. This is why everybody thinks that there's some fantasy of hell where you burn forever off planet, which doesn't make sense, because Ecclesiastes says the place of judgment is under the sun. You get your judgment on this earth, and reincarnation, understanding reincarnation and how it works. You don't come back. You always come back as the same, in the same nation. You always come back as the same gender. You might be you might physically, geographically be in a different place of the earth because migration patterns change and fucking kingdoms rise and fall. But you always come back. If you're a woman, you're always a woman. If you're a man, you're always a man. And if you're a fucking whatever nation you're born into, you're always that nation. That's correct biblical reincarnation. All right. All these things can be proven and explained in the scriptures. Renaissance Western Christianity doesn't teach any of that shit. All right. So I'm just trying to correct what he said. Slavery is actually in the Bible. And the reason why we came to America and were scattered to the four corners of the earth is because of our wicked adulteries. It's a just punishment, you guys. But he's about to turn it around, and now the Edomites are about to go into slavery. So slavery is a just punishment. Christianity makes it sound like it was something for so-called white people, when white people are not white people. White people are the biblical Edomites. You have to take away the lies of Christianity to explain the scriptures correctly. All right? Because Isaiah 14 says what? This is just one very easy precept. Okay? Isaiah 14. That's where Lucifer is mentioned. Lucifer is talking about the upper echelon of Esau. It's not the name of the prince demon Satan. Look at verse 2. So the theme, the focus, the point of this precept of this prophecy is what? Verse 1, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Why is it even being framed? Why are these words being? Because we were cast out. He divorced us. We are right now, we are a no people. We don't have a sovereign city. We don't have walls. We don't have a system. We're under the authority of another race of people. We've been reclassified. But why? Those were all the punishments. That is a punishment. That's a curse of slavery. When you don't have your sovereign nation, when you're under the authority of another race of people, and they dictate to the world and to you what your national identity is. They rename you. You're not God's chosen people. You're black. You're not God's chosen people. You're brown. You're Latino. You're not God's chosen people. You're Native American Indians. We're God's chosen people. That's what happened. That's all. That's the controversy of Zion. Once you understand the scriptures the correct way, it all makes sense. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Look at this. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. What is that? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now you jump to, go to Lamentations. This is another prophecy. Lamentations 24 and 21. Bam, look who's being mentioned. We're going to get the next verse too, watch. Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. This is talking about the descendants of Esau who are alive today. This is a prophecy from the past declaring the end from the beginning. You got to understand how to travel time with prophecy. That dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup. What's the cup? Slavery. The curses. Poverty. Sickness. Infamy. The bad type of fame. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Why? Because it was on us. That's why it's being worded like this. You're also going to drink this, okay? Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Look, what's the next? And so these two verses are connected to each other. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Who's the daughter of Zion? Just like the daughter of Eden, the daughter of Zion is the descendants, the future offspring of the people who make up Zion. Who makes up Zion? The 12 tribes of Israel. The scattered Israelites today, and as Yahushua wakes up the elect, the 1/3 out of that 12, out of that whole, he's waking us up, and we're repenting, and we're accomplishing our punishment. So as our punishment is stopping, and we're beginning to be restored and be made whole, he's setting us in order before their eyes. What's happening to the so-called white man right now as we talk? Everything about his country, his rule, it's all falling apart. Everything's coming out about them. As their image is being destroyed, ours is being built up. But everyone's aware of the Hebrew Israelites. And so the only complaint they have of us is, oh, you guys teach hate. That's it. Everything would you rather be told would you rather the world say to you, you teaching hate? Or would you rather the world say, hey, look at all these statistics about you guys in child pornography. Look at all these statistics about you guys in human sex trafficking. Look at all that. No, dude. There's a big difference, because the people that are saying that we're teaching hate, they're still under the spell of white supremacy. Wicked men understand not judgment. So let me finish reading the Lamentations 4:21 and 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So you see two different nations mentioned together simultaneously in this judgment. One is coming out of judgment and going into rulership, and one at the same time is coming out of rulership and going into judgment. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So when you look at these, let's pull the whole chapter up real quick and go back down to these two right here, Lamentations 4:21 and 22. You link them up with Isaiah 14 and 2. Okay, then you linking them up with, and then you link this up with, look, Isaiah. This is how you read the scriptures. Isaiah 63 is a ferocious. This is a ferocious. This is a ferocious, very violent, very terrible, very near future prophecy. Look at this, Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? He's full of blood. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, because he's in the armada of ships, the UFOs, the chariots. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Right? Mighty to save. Verse 2, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? And this is the war of heaven mentioned in Revelation 12. It just keeps connecting, you guys. Okay, Isaiah 63 and 2, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? Because he looks like he's covered in blood splatter. This is Yahushai's response. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redemption my redeem is come. And then you jump to freaking Revelations. Vesture dipped in blood. Look, man, it's the same. Okay, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. Let's go back a few. Salakia, man, I just woke up in my throat, so I haven't drank no coffee or nothing. I saw that, let me see. Hold on. Okay, right here, verse 11. And I saw, this is Revelations, okay? So look, Revelations 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, the white horse. So a portal is opening. This is an opening. This is a portal from the throne room, and we know that throne room is the whirlwind, is the fathership, or the chariot of Yahweh, the Most High, right, where He is throned at, and there's a whole bunch of wheels of fire around His throne. That's Revelation 7. Daniel chapter 7, Salakia 7 and 9. Right, Revelations 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. This is coming, you guys, and this is coming directly to Esau, the so-called white man, because he has the biggest military on the planet Earth. Revelations 19:12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, because all the thrones are going to be cast down. That's also mentioned in Daniel chapter 7, or Daniel chapter 9, or 7 and 9, or 7. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written on that no man knew but he himself, because he's going to remove the kings of the earth. He is going to be the King of Kings. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. What's that blood? It's the blood splatter. It's symbolic for all the bloodshed that he's going to bring on the earth when he takes the earth back, and he takes it away from the current ruler. And that current ruler is Esau, Edom, with Amalek as the head tribe. And they're not going to give up the throne without a fight. It's just not going to happen, dude. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon. Why does he need armies? Because he's going to come to remove the armies of the earth. And the armies and those armies are going to clash with the armies on planet Earth, and that is the war of heaven mentioned in Revelations 12. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. That's the flame, the fire, the pestilence, the sparks coming out of his mouth, mentioned in 2 Ezra 13. This is Revelation 19. I remember when I first read 2 Ezra 13, I was like, oh my God, that's the same thing that's happening in Revelation. I saw it right away. Scared the shit out of me, because I had never seen Yahushua. I was still calling him Jesus back then. I no longer call him by that title. That's not his name. His name is Yahushua. I remember when I read 2nd Ezra 13, I could see him clearly, and it scared the F out of me, bro, because I was like, this makes sense. This is the Son of the Most High, and this is him in his power. And right when I read 2nd Ezra 13, I remembered all the times I read Revelations, and I was like, this is the double-edged sword coming out of his mouth, and right here it's more detailed. Oh my! I remember how scared I was. It was very scary. I'm not saying I'm not scared of him anymore. I'm not saying I'm not scared of him anymore. It's just I've become more used to reading the prophecies over and over. You know what I mean? And I'm in agreement with them. Revelations, he has to come back and do this. Revelations 19:15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of God Almighty. Now let's go back to these videos.
I hired a pair of everything on white people.
Because you see this. There's a case that's coming out now against Esau, Edom. All the Israelites are doing it. There's a portion of so-called white people that are even their own tongues are falling upon themselves. And I'm choosing this guy because of the way he looks. He looks like he's from another nation. So he adds authenticity. Well, let me get that really quick. This was the precept that I thought when I saw him. I will show the nations. I will show the nations. And so this is bearing witness thy nakedness. Let me see. I think it's Nahum. Is it? Yeah. I didn't know for sure. Okay, so look. So Nahum 3:5. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. This is other peoples. Other peoples are becoming. They're getting to the point where they're admitting there's something wrong with the specific race of people. They're just getting away with too much. They're doing too much. Also, what does the so-called white man do? They sit on their high horse on the media, and what do? They constantly talk about the so-called sins of everybody else. Do they not do that? They're always bringing up some form of an accusation about us, about somewhere in the Middle East. Right now, they're accusing Venezuela. There's always a boogeyman that's doing something wrong that the so-called white man has to save the earth from. Can you not agree with that? So that means that they have to accuse you of some form of transgression, and then their veneer, their outward appearance of righteousness is the default of them showing themselves oppressing or arresting or policing you. And it's the same playbook that they've been doing since they've been in power. And now, because we are entering into another transition, a turning point of prophecy. Now their facade, their mask, they're being revealed. Esau shall no longer be able to hide himself. See, why does it fit so well? Esau shall. Why do these precepts? Renaissance Western. I was a Christian my whole fucking life, you guys, and I read the Bible, but I never read the Bible like this until I woke up and began to listen to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone. I had to sit and listen to them for a while. I knew the Bible. I didn't know how to read it the way that the elect can read it. I read it from the perspective of a Christian, which is just darkness. It's the congregation of the dead, because there's no understanding involved in it. Now I have understanding. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Why is this? You gotta, Renaissance Western Christians, you have to answer this. Why is this oracle? And what are these oracles? What are these prophecies? These are spirits that govern spirits in the earth. Everything is controlled sovereignly in creation by what is written in prophecy. But see, Christians don't understand that. We understand it. The men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, we understand it now. I didn't understand this as a Christian. This is governing the earth. Esau shall no longer be able to hide himself. Why? Because he's been hiding himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. What's he been doing? He's been hiding under the alias of white. He's been hiding under the alias of American, European, German, French. That's not who they are. They are the biblical Edomites.
Blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. World War One, white people. World War Two, white people. The Vietnam War, white people. Slavery, white people. Systemic racism, white people. Racism in general, white people. Thousands of years of Asian history being wiped off this planet, white people. Africa decentralized for decades. South America decentralized for decades. The Middle East decentralized for decades. White people. Capitalism, white people. Fascism in America, white people. Oh, look at that, you're Christian. Bet. Christianity being used to justify slavery? White people. Christianity being used to justify massacring Native Americans? White people. There's a fake Christian that sold Bibles with his own names on it sitting in the White House right now that was built and maintained by slaves. This motherfucker's white. Who led Germany during the 1930s? A white Christian. Which group of people colonized Africa? White Christians. Klan members. White Christians. St. Peter's Cross being misunderstood as a symbol of Satanism. White people. Border problems. White people. White people. The metal community being full of racist, ignorant bitches. White people. Speaking of that, Pantera. White people. The current dog shit state of the movie industry. White people and capitalism. The current dog shit state of the music industry. White people and capitalism. Specifically shit like Spotify. The current dog shit state of the gaming industry. White people and capitalism. Mount Rushmore. White people. This is some colonizer shit. Give native people their sacred land back. Dingoes. White people. The extinction of the dodo bird. White people. Fucking cave diving. White people. Last but not least, the useless existence of you and your mother. White people. That was 2 minutes of speed reading, and I'm barely on page 1 of the cracker book. Blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. World War One. What? Create slavery, and you have the IQ of my neighbor. White people weren't the first to create slavery, and you have the IQ of my neighbor's dog. Slavery in America was really fucking bad. The Koreans. What? The Koreans. What about the Koreans? The Koreans did it longer than us. Okay, so it sounds like you understand that slavery in Korea was bad, which also means that you agree slavery in America was also fucking egregious, right? The Japanese. Oh, come on, man. What about the Japanese? The Japanese did worse stuff to the Chinese, and y'all never talk about that. First of all, comparing tragedies is just not okay. Second, what the fuck does this have to do with slavery in America? Oh, fine, you want to talk about America? Let's talk about America. Only 1.5% of Americans have slaves back then. You know how expensive a slave was? And the majority of those people were Jews. The Jews control everything. You obviously got that from the Crackers book, so it's not true at all. Even if it is true, that's still really fucked up. You know that, right? The Arabs did it first. Do you see how stupid you sound? Do you see how you just got that Arkansas type of ignorant? Every day I go online, I just keep finding more shit to add on to the Crackers book. By the way, before I leave...
He ain't bullshitting about that because that's through the internet, the unicorn, as prophecy calls it, that all this information is coming out, which will eventually lead to the famine of the word, because the number one culprit, or the number one criminal being exposed with all of his crimes against humanity and himself against his own race of people, is the so-called white man. Esau, Edom.
This narrative doesn't even fucking work, because let's just say this is true. Let's just say Jewish people...
Let him speak on this for a little bit. I don't want to try to correct this. I'm just gonna let him run.
People do really control everything. For example, these 4 people here, all of them big names in Hollywood, all of them of Jewish descent. Guess what they all have in common, though? They're all fucking white passing, you dickhead. They are benefiting off this system because they are white passing, not because...
That's why I wanted him to speak, because that's a major point, or a major part of their enchantment, is because it's not that they're white passing. What he doesn't understand is that they are white. They're Edomites. They're the tribe of Amalek, and they are seed line, sperm line, bloodline related to all other white people. It's just all other white people don't understand it, because the house of the tribe of Amalek has controlled the narrative of deception on such a level that they have done such a successful job, because prophecy said they would, that they have accomplished the controversy of Zion, which is what? It is the biggest identity theft in human history by the wicked claiming to be the righteous, and the righteous are the Hebrew Israelites, and that is us. We are the Hebrew Israelites, not them.
Because they're Jewish descent. You know how I know this? Because there were no outrage whatsoever when Scarlett Johansson got cast as Black Widow. If you crackers really cared about Jewish people controlling everything, you would have been on Twitter with your Twitter fingers saying, oh, she's not a Russian. But no, she look white, act white, sound white, so you don't give a fuck. White people.
It's a harsh rebuke, huh? But that's why I let it play. He's not lying about that. Slovakia. God damn it, Slovakia.
Sorry, I said you were on the front porch.
This is my old,
Blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. White people ended slavery has got to be the dumbest shit crackers have ever said to me. First of all, not true, because what the fuck do you think the slaves were doing during the Civil War? Chill out at home? Well, you know, some of them did, but regardless, the point still stands. Second of all, even if this is true, so what, Timmy? You unfucked a situation that was originally fucked up by you for a very long time. That means it took a while for y'all to understand that this is fucked up. And even then, the situation is still astronomically fucked. Timmy, do you think that after slavery, everything was sunshine and rainbows? How is any of this deserving praise or acknowledgement? 10 years after the Civil War, the wealth gap between a white person and a black person is 23 to 1. And not to mention, lynchings. How the fuck does any of this put a smile on my face? Y'all were so mad you couldn't own people anymore. You created the Klan. Don't type in my comment section, the Klan was created by the Democrats. This is some convenient shit only the whites would say. If the originality of something determines what it is, then all crackers go back to Europe. Every white person should be forced to look at the picture of Emmett Till before he was buried. And then you will finally understand that this doesn't mean jack shit to me. And especially, it doesn't mean jack shit to my scrumptious African Americans.
So you can see, I just wanted to do this really quick because a lot of what he's doing can be found in prophecy. And a lot of who he's speaking about can be found in prophecy. Find another race of people on the planet Earth who do not check off all the boxes that Esau Edom does. And now you can see how it's all coming together. Everything in prophecy is just being made. It's like, what does it say? And the word became flesh. We're literally watching prophecy materialize before our eyes. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and a shalom to the brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.